This is a Podfire production.
Welcome to the Two Cripples, One Pair of Legs podcast, where every fortnight, your hosts, Adam Sheppard and Natasha Price, take a long, hard look at the world through the eyes of two people who believe in grabbing life by the balls and squeezing tighter than Borat in a Mankini. The good, the bad, the often cringeworthy, but most importantly, the hilarity that can and often does ensue. If you're looking for fluffy sunshine and rainbows, My Little Pony meets Care Bears type of purity, you've probably come to the wrong place. If you're after good conversation, warped humour, quick wit, a touch of sarcasm, two proud people with disabilities with the no holes barred, leave no stump unturned outlook on life, welcome home.
Are we live? Are we ready?
I think we're ready to roll.
All right, you can tell this is the first time we've done this.
I know, right? We've done podcasts before, but not our own.
This is true. This
Yeah.
is true.
Yeah. How are you, Tash?
I'm great. I'm really excited to be here. I've got to admit, I am incredibly nervous. This is a new experience for me. I'm not quite as good as you at just starting conversations. So
That's because I just talk a lot of shit,
You
basically.
You talk the hind legs of a donkey. So
Well, yeah, that too.
In fact, I've never met a person like you that can strike up a conversation in a supermarket queue or just random conversations with random people constantly.
It's a skill.
Our day goes out by about half an hour each time because you just talk to people all the time.
It's called public relations.
Yes, you like to think you're the invincible public relations officer, don't
I
you?
am the
Manager.
Yeah,
Manager.
true that. So welcome to, our very first podcast. This is super cool.
Yes,
This is super cool.
It really is. So it's the Two Cripples, One Pair of Legs podcast.
Yep. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Adam,
Hey, Adam.
and you'd be Tash.
I am.
I said Natasha before, and you got mad at me.
I did. I was like, do not call me Natasha. That's just for people when they're angry at me. And I really hope you're not angry at me during this podcast.
Natasha!
I think my mum uses that a lot.
Yeah, true that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've probably heard that once or twice.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm not trouble. Maybe I am.
Yeah. So we should probably talk about why we came up with this podcast idea and the name.
Absolutely.
So our friends out there in listener land, can know a little bit more about us and why this has happened.
Absolutely. So this this very, very unusual and fun name obviously relates to us as individuals. In the intro there, you would have heard, for those of you that don't know us, that we are both people with disabilities, cripples.
We are.
We are. I mean, we own that shit.
We do. There's no point in sugarcoating it. That's what we are, and we work it to our advantage.
Yeah, we do it well. The one pair of legs thing, though.
Yeah, so I've been a wheelchair user my entire life. I was born with spina bifida, and but about so it was the end of July. 25th of July, I went into hospital and I had a infection in my foot, something that I've had for a long, long time, on and off. I basically, long story short, the doctor came in and he said, well, you know the drill, you're going to be on antibiotics for a while, probably be in here for a week, and then there's wound care and all the usual. And, you know, if we've got any other wheelchair users who've dealt with pressure wounds and circulation and stuff out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. And, this has been an ongoing thing for me for about 15 or 20 years. And doctor said, wound care, all that sort of thing. And I said, you know what, I'm jack of this, get rid of them. So I thought...
you say this as a story, but, you talk about the doctors and the infections and all that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure that, you became legless just because you wanted attention.
Pretty much, yeah. It was extreme weight loss.
You're like, I really want to lose 20 kilos. Oh, I know how.
Pretty much, yeah. Why was my gym not having a 12-week challenge or something around that time?
Yeah, I know, right?
That would have been so cool.
Can you imagine? So how did your weight loss journey go? Oh, yeah, I chopped my legs off. I'm all good.
I would have liked to think I would have been a shoe-in for that, I reckon.
A shoe-in, excuse me.
Shoe-in. Yeah, I don't have shoes anymore. It's really awkward because I keep going to shoe shops and looking in there and go, hang on, I don't have any feet anymore. Yeah, whoops. Yeah. So what about you, Natasha?
Did you actually talk about losing your legs? Because I can't remember whether we just went completely off on a tangent and completely forgot where we were at with that.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Adam's legless on the job again. Yeah, I've just discovered a button here.
So what we should probably do is our good new friend Ruby here has hooked us up with some buttons with some quick grabs. So I'm really, really excited about exploring these and see what they. Should we give them a quick run?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
All right. So we've got that one.
Adam's legless on the job again.
All right, and then we've got.
Fuck off, you Subway sandwich. I think we should explain the Subway sandwich thing.
So I've picked up, since losing my legs, I've picked up the nickname Subway Sandwich because I'm only about a foot long now.
You were short as before, and now you're even shorter now.
So
I can't talk.
So my legs were taken from above the knee. So I was short before, and well, now I'm really, really short.
About a foot long.
About a foot long.
What other buttons do we have there?
Let's give this a go.
Go back to Hobbiton.
That one's for you.
Thanks.
That's for you. You've been there though.
I have.
You have been to Hobbiton.
I have.
Yeah.
I fit right in.
Did you find your brethren?
I did. All the houses there were the perfect size for me.
Oh. Are we going back there too?
We are next week.
Yeah. Maybe you could take some stuff and move. No, don't move over there. I need you for the podcast. It doesn't work with just me.
Don't make me pull out a hurdle.
Yeah, so maybe we should explain this one a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to hear this one a lot because I really like using it. So how long ago, Tash?
2019.
2019. So Tash is a wheelchair racer. And
or I tried to be anyway.
Try to be a wheelchair. No, you're a good one. You're a good one. Your coach is awesome.
Yeah, you would say that. It's you.
Yeah. So I coach Tash. Tash is a wheelchair racer who does wheelchair marathon. And anyway, we're at the local athletics track training back then, and you were doing laps in your racing chair on the track, and somebody moved a hurdle into your lane without you noticing. Yeah. And your vision,
we should probably point out that my vision is.
I was going to say you can't see very well.
I basically can't see shit.
Yeah,
I'm legally blind in my right eye and low vision in my left. So unless something is right in front of my face, I can't see a damn thing.
So you hit the hurdle.
I did. Face planted the hurdle.
Yeah. Big cut across the bridge of your nose. I remember it well. You not so much.
I don't remember a damn thing.
Yeah. And so now every time, Tash tries to give me a little bit of cheek or whatever, I do the where's the button?
Don't make me pull out a hurdle.
That one.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yep.
Hang on, I reckon there's another button here.
Oh, we got one more.
Yep. Shut up, you legless hobbit.
Yeah.
We like the hobbit thing, clearly.
That nickname changed though, didn't it? Because originally, what did you used to call me something else?
Because you were missing a few toes, so you were a toeless,
bent-legged
hobbit. But the legs are gone now, so you're just a legless hobbit. You obviously got on the mead and got legless.
I did.
Yes.
So if you haven't already picked it, Tash and I are very much about giving each other a hard time, and pretty much anybody else who deserves getting a hard time will get one here too. We are very real about our disabilities and what we talk about, and we are just us.
We are absolutely just us. I think a few people have noticed the way that we banter, and they said, you know what, you guys should give podcasting a go. So here we are.
Yeah, this one is probably going to be a bit rough, but we'll get you to the end. And
everything we do is a bit rough around the edges, to be honest.
What was that saying I saw somebody used the other day? Rough as a badger's ass.
Yes. Oh, you thought that was great. And
I'd never heard of that before.
That is a Pommy saying. Us Brits say that ever such a lot. And I'm so glad that you are now on board.
I love that. But if I said it here, it'd probably, I'll have to come up with like an Aussie version of it.
Yeah, as rough as a kangaroo's balls or something.
Yeah. True that. So should we get into our first segment? So the social media takedown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this one's all about social media takedown is basically all about stuff people say and post on social media that basically they need roasting over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
And, you know, especially in our lives, we get a lot of people saying a lot of crazy shit to us on socials. So
Yeah, they
we
do.
thought that we would sit here, have a conversation and see where it leads.
It deserved its own segment in our podcast just because you wouldn't believe some of the crazy crap that people come up with. You just wouldn't. If you didn't see it with your own two eyes, you won't see it because you're blind.
True that.
But
True.
trust me, it's there. Yeah.
So this week we're going to talk about a message that I received. So I put a post out on socials on my 42nd birthday. Yes, I'm 42. I do generally not tell people that. I hope to pretend that I'm 30 for the rest of my life, but not sure that the wrinkles are going to allow me to do that for much longer. So I've put a post out, something which I considered to be a bit of a motivational, a bit of an inspirational post about turning 42, yet going out chasing dreams and living the life that I'd always wanted to lead in my 30s when I was bedbound for 10 years. And in this post, there is a photograph of me on my birthday night. I'm about to go out to dinner with Adam.
It was a great night.
You know, friends, family, all of us to, have a really good time. I'm wearing a little leather jacket and a singlet. And below that photograph, a well-to-do businessman, somebody who should really know better, has written the comment, "Nice cleavage." Now,
Wow.
I have a bit of a problem with this, and I'm sure most women do. Read the room, guys. If
Yep.
somebody is writing a motivational post, if they're writing something about their day, if they're not there getting their boobs out for everyone to see, they're probably not inviting those kind of comments. So maybe think about what you write before you post. Now, the worst thing about this post was when I called this guy out on it, and I was very kind, I was very diplomatic, and I said something along the lines of, "Do you feel that this is an appropriate comment on this post?" And not only did he tell me to back off, and
He had people actually sticking up for him.
Yeah.
Like there were other people that joined in and like, "Oh, don't listen to her. It was a compliment." I'm like, on what planet is saying to somebody on a social media? I mean, unless you're on bloody OnlyFans or Pornhub or something like that, where something like that might be deemed appropriate, but on what planet is that considered a compliment? Like,
yeah, they're like in his friends' post were like, "Oh, she's clearly not used to people giving her compliments. She obviously likes the attention and doesn't know how to cope with it," and all these kind of things, and it really tried to shame me into sticking up for myself. And I think. I think the best comment of the day actually came from my sister. I wish I had access to my socials right now because I'd love to read it out. But my sister said something about not talking about the body parts of people of the opposite sex. It's not appropriate, and that she would say exactly the same thing. She then finished it off, signing off by saying, "Nice cock, shame it's on your head," which I just think is rather appropriate and pretty much right. That these people that get into these conversations on social, like there's a really, really big difference between thinking somebody's hot, thinking somebody's attractive, and saying to them, "You look good, you look nice," whatever, to which I would just say thanks, or I'm sure most people would say the same. It's very, very different to actually pointing out somebody's body parts. And we've recently had a friend that's posted about this as well. She was saying that somebody commented on her breasts and nice tits or whatever, and it's like, well, why should we have to put up with that bullshit and not call people out on it? And it goes, do you know what? It goes both ways, whether it's male or female or any gender. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be pointing out people's body parts if that's not what they are inviting by what they're talking about on socials. It's not appropriate. And people that are apparently well-to-do businessmen should know better. They're not bogan street kids that are little teenagers that don't know what's appropriate and what's not in a situation.
No.
It's just not right.
People can be dicks.
Well, yes, they can.
They can be.
You sound like you just came to an epiphany with that, like you didn't realise that
Oh,
until
no.
this point.
No. I mean, I don't often get people call me hot or say I've got I mean, I do have great cleavage.
I was about to say, I thought you were going to say, that you've got nice legs. I'm like, well, they ain't going to say that to you now.
No legs. No legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, so that's my that's my point of view with this whole.
Absolutely.
Thing. Socials, for whatever reason, people seem to forget their manners and forget their humanity when it comes.
And forget
to
they're actually they're talking to other people. It's not like you're talking to a robot or a bot on the internet or whatever.
Yep, exactly. You're talking to another human being, so have a little bit of respect. And see. Okay, he said what he said, but really the way for him to have dealt with that would have been to say, sorry, I apologise. I didn't think that I was doing anything wrong, but clearly I was, and I'm sorry for making you feel that way. Even though I explained to him that it made me uncomfortable, he and his friends tried to shame me into thinking I was doing something wrong, and that's not how you deal with that. It doesn't matter what the situation is. If somebody tells you they're uncomfortable, don't do it. Apologize and move on, even if you don't agree with what they're saying. If you're making them uncomfortable, then that's just not on.
Kind of goes along. There's a whole language and thing. We'll get into that in another episode for sure.
I'm sure with this stuff we could carry on.
Man, we'll open up a can of worms with that one.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that is the social media takedown. So every episode we aim to have something that we can basically pull apart and something that's been either said to us or said to somebody we know.
Something we can pull apart. Generally, it'll be me pulling you apart.
Pulling me apart. Where's that hurdle button?
Oh, Jesus. Shut up, you legless hobbit.
I got the wrong one. Hang on.
Don't make me pull out a hurdle.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Yeah. you need to learn where they are.
Yeah, no, I'll figure all that out. So we'll that'll be a fortnightly when we do our podcast. That'll be a fortnightly segment, and watch out, you might feature.
Yeah, exactly right. You probably should watch what you say to us, and I think we're just going to point out all sorts of different things that we see on socials, because there's a lot out there to talk about. That's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So next segment.
The water cooler.
The water cooler. So normally with this one, the water cooler we've decided or we've designed to be an interview segment. So what we're going to have on the podcast will be people to interview, and we will also have guest co-hosts as well. So time to time we'll have people guest co-host. Try and get my words out.
Considering you're on a podcast, you're not doing very well.
Sorry. I'm ashamed. But and we'll do that. But pretty much every episode, unless we can't get somebody, we'll have somebody to interview. But we thought for this one, since this is our very first, we should interview each other.
Absolutely, we should.
Yeah.
So, we thought, a little bit of a chance for the audience to get to know us a little bit better. And I'm sure there's some weird and wonderful questions that they'd have. Have we had any questions come in from the live?
Let me have a look.
Might be interesting to see if anyone's got any questions for us.
We have two.
Oh.
Okay. We're just getting access to the iPad so we can see what the questions are.
So, the water cooler.
The water cooler.
Yeah, so we thought that basically we would test our interviewing skills out on each other, because we're a little bit rusty and we don't really want to subject the general public to us at the moment. It'll be very, very interesting to see how this goes, because I don't imagine I'm the best interviewer in the world. My questions tend to be a little bit messed up. But we have written some, and we are taking questions from the live audience.
Absolutely.
If anybody is interested.
I'm just trying to see how we see these on here. Oh, they'll pop up at the bottom? Okay. Thank you, Ruby.
Okay. See, we're very lucky we've got a producer here to help us out.
She's awesome.
As you can tell,
she's awesome.
We're not quite streamlined yet.
Awesome. So, first question. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I will ask you a question
All
first.
right. Sweet.
Okay. I got to point out that you wrote this question because every time I see it, it makes me laugh.
Does it creep you out?
Yeah, it creeps me out.
Awesome.
Okay, you guys, you'll see why now. If you could spend 24 hours in the body of someone else, dead or alive, who would it be? Now, I have to point out here, Adam, if you're talking about being inside a dead person for 24 hours, I feel like you may have a little bit of an issue with necrophilia.
Do you think?
There's some weird stuff.
Maybe.
Weird stuff going on.
Maybe I need to think about that question.
Anyway, let's be serious for a second.
Mhm.
Go ahead, answer.
I would say, was the Aussie? Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman.
You'd like to be Wolverine.
Oh, wouldn't I just? Like, I mean, I'd be the
Yeah.
crippled version, but, you know, I'd be Wolverine. You know?
Although, I just got to say,
Slightly
more-
less able than him, but yeah.
Well, you know, he heals himself, so I'm sure that
Oh,
he'd
true that.
grow legs back and be all good.
True that.
I got to point out
Mhm.
that if I feel like you want to be Hugh Jackman, not because you want to be Wolverine,
Mm.
more because you want to be kind of Boy from Oz. You know,
100%. I mean,
musical genius.
you know,
You're all about the music.
look, if I had a man crush, it would be him, 100%. That dude
If-
can
if you-
sing,
if
he
you
can
had a man
dance.
crush.
Oh, if I no, right, sorry. Okay, let's rephrase that. My man crush. Hello, Hugh, if you're watching. It's you, buddy. It's you.
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
There's a dude. He can sing. He can dance. He can act.
Yeah, you can do pretty much anything.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's just a cool guy, and and he's Wolverine. So you
Well,
know,
yeah.
what possibly more is there?
Yeah, can he
Mm.
cook?
I don't know.
Let's see. Like, I mean, you like your food.
But I can kind of cook. So yeah, we'd
Yeah,
work
you
that
reckon?
out. Yeah.
kind of cook.
Kinda cook,
Kind of cook.
kinda cook, kinda cook. What about you? If you could spend 24 hours in the body of somebody else, dead or alive, got to add that bit in, since we're probably going to ditch it for the next one. Who?
Probably you. Like, I really want to see what messed up shit goes on in your head. You're so different from any other human being I've ever met. Like, you'll just be, walking around a you don't walk anywhere, but
I don't know.
if you'll be going around a supermarket with, singing at the top of your voice. Yet, if I ask you to sing, you would not.
Yeah, no.
No. I would love.
It's subconscious singing. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
I
It's
know.
subconscious.
I'd love to be inside your head for a little while, just because I think it would be interesting up there. I'd like to be able to figure you out. That's what it comes down to.
There's not enough not enough counselling hours in the world for that. Trust me.
This is very, very true. It's a bit of a scary prospect, but
Yeah.
still, that is my answer.
Fair enough. So, second question. What's one food that you would never under any circumstances eat?
Sweetbread.
Sweetbreads.
Yes, okay. So people aren't
what's
actually
that,
gonna
Hannibal
know-
Lecter?
People aren't going to actually know what this is.
Yeah.
So it's like pancreas, like animal pancreas.
Hang on a minute. You're type 1 diabetic.
Oh, so really what you're saying is I could eat the pancreas and suddenly be cured
It
and
might be
produce
one of
my own insulin.
I wonder if that's how it works, because some of our organs regenerate if we take things, so far as I
For
understand.
Wolverine.
I mean, I've been in surgery many times. I'm not much of a surgeon myself. Trust me, you don't want that. But I wonder if that's a thing. If you
If I
ate.
ate it.
Yeah.
See, maybe that's the problem. That's probably the reason I'm still diabetic now. I've just never eaten sweetbreads.
Yeah.
Like, why call it sweetbread? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like,
That's got me confused.
their pancreas. They're just trying to pretty it up what you're actually eating.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross.
So because like when I hear sweetbread,
Yeah.
and the very first time I ever heard that being said, sweetbreads, was Hannibal.
Hannibal, yeah.
I was watching Hannibal and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I literally went straight to like sourdough. I did. I went,
Sourdough isn't sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe like banana bread or something.
Yeah, banana bread. Yeah, banana bread. Lots of.
Oh. What's that, Homer? Okay, so same question to you.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one food you'd never eat?
Brains.
Brains.
Cannot do it. I don't understand why. I'm sure if they taste good, all good and well. But yeah, the brains, I can't get my head around that.
I can't stand the thought of anything like offal, anything like that.
Mm.
It just bleh.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's bad enough when you actually think what meat is when you're eating it, but start thinking about all those little bits and be I'm good, thanks.
Yeah.
Nah.
No. Next question. So, what's at the top of your bucket list, Tash?
I don't. I think it's a really tough one for me. I've done
some cool shit.
Done some really cool shit in my life, and I can honestly say that I don't really have much of a bucket list anymore. I mean, for me, I guess it would be something like competing at the Paralympics.
Yes. Yeah.
That's my ultimate goal. That's where I want to go. That's that's where I see myself heading. So yeah, I guess for me it's a work thing kinda, but it's also what I want most in the world.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. That's your focus, and
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I guess that for me is top of my bucket list. I mean, there's lots of other really cool stuff I'd like to go, but I wouldn't really necessarily see them as bucket list items.
Yeah.
Just stuff I'd like to do.
Stuff. Yeah.
Just the coolest thing I ever did. Or one of the coolest things I ever did, which was at the very, very top of my bucket list, was swinging through the jungle in northern Queensland in Cairns.
Hard pass. Hard pass.
Yeah, it was a hard pass. You were booked in to do it with me, and guess who flaked out?
I went straight to the bar and bought a beer
yeah, watched me
because
swinging around.
that shit was not happening.
So what did you think then on the my second go when I went back up for round 2?
She's freaking nuts.
What the fuck is wrong
Pretty
with
much.
this chick?
Pretty much, yeah. No, I have a serious dislike for heights. We kind of went in there, saw the swing, and saw somebody else doing it, and sweaty palms ensued,
Yes.
and I was like, yeah, no. So
And
I
you
was,
gave in.
yeah, okay, yeah, I did. Okay, you know what? This one went through to the keeper. It did.
It is the coolest experience in the world. So you're in Cairns in the tropical rainforest. You are 55, 60 meters above the canopy. It's freaking incredible up there. They put you into a harness and winch you up to the top of the trees, and you're just dangling there for dear life. Now, the scariest thing about it is you're up there and you get control of when you're going to drop. So you're holding on to this this rope that you have to pull to just allow yourself to free fall through the jungle and end up, I guess, in an area where there's a little waterfall, little lake where they do bungee jumping and all sorts. But that's the thing. When you're up there swinging, just, dangling for dear life, there's a little bit of wind up there. You're in the top of the canopy. And you're kind of swinging and they have to wait for you to stabilize. And you're getting shakier and shakier, thinking, am I actually going to be able to pull this thing to allow myself to drop? But that feeling when you're dropping through the air and then swinging 50 meters down to the bottom and then coming back up again, there is nothing like it in the world. It's freaking incredible. Loved every second of it. Yep. You missed a treat, my friend.
Hey, look, if I wanted to swing through trees, I would have been born a monkey.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've told you a few times that you're in orangutan with how long your arms are.
Yeah, that's true. Well, my arms just look longer now because I've got no legs.
Your arms come down to where your feet used to.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. No, it was very cool, and maybe in another life I'd give it a go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
You look like you were having fun.
Oh, God, it was the best.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a video of me coming down from the top going, fuck yeah!
All those poor children that were watching you too.
I know.
Mind you, there was a guy who did it in the nutty too. Did you?
Oh, yeah. No, I thought that he'd come down to the bottom and his budgie smugglers, his
I did too.
Swim
Yeah.
bottoms and swimming trunks had actually fallen off, but no.
When I went up to the counter to ask, probably buy another beer or something like that, and I'm like, the dude, he lost, and she's like, no, he was just jumping in the nude, and I'm like, oh.
He looked like he regretted that, by the way.
Yeah,
I think he must have hit the water at a fair bit of speed and hurt his tackle.
Yep. Yeah, well, they say the higher up, the harder you hit. So, yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. No.
No, I'm not. I'm sure the part where he was dangling upside down and his appendage was dangling with him would have been a bit interesting. That's for sure.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God.
Swinging,
you mean into the word swingers?
I was going to swing it in the breeze. Oh, no. Oh, dear.
All right. So, question to you then: what's at the top of your bucket list?
Swimming with whale sharks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, see, I'd love to do that.
Oh, I'd be all over that. I am ocean obsessed.
Mhm.
I am ocean obsessed. If I could just live in the water, that's what I do. I love everything about the ocean, and yeah.
Okay, well, call out to all the tourism operators out there. If you have an accessible boat that does tours of swimming with whales,
I'm your man.
Whale sharks, both of us are interested in doing this.
Yep.
This is something I have looked up doing for you in past. I know there's a company in Harvey Bay, I believe, that do it, but they don't have an accessible vessel, so won't allow us on board. But I'm just wondering if there's anybody else out there who might know how they can make this happen, because
Please.
that would be so much
You'd make this
fun.
boy's dream come true.
You'd make this poor crippled boy's
Pretty
dream come
much.
true. Okay,
but-
so which celebrity could you see yourself being besties with?
Oh, that's a really tough one, hey.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which celebrity would I see myself being best? Hugh.
yeah, I thought you'd say that.
Hugh. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I just watch him on TV and I just feel like we're on the same wavelength,
Yeah.
you know,
Cool.
yeah,
Yes.
tall, dark and handsome and all that.
Yeah, really tall, really dark, and really handsome. Yes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to laugh at that. Yes.
No.
Yes, you're tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thanks for the ego boost. I appreciate that. Yeah. What about you?
Well, in I guess perfection,
Mm-hmm.
Hugh's best friend Ryan Reynolds.
He's awesome. Yeah, he was the other guy I was thinking about.
I think their sense of humor, his sense of humor is so on our wavelength. See, now I can't speak properly.
He's another guy I would not want to be in his brain. Like I would
No,
not.
I would.
I
I
would
think
not
it's
want to
very
spend a day in his
interesting.
brain. Like, can you imagine? Like
The messed up shit that goes
Ryan
on.
Reynolds and Anthony Hopkins. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
just fucked up. Like,
Anthony Hopkins. Well, I think I'd prefer him to actual Hannibals. That would be slightly.
yeah, it was. Have you seen The World's Fastest Indian with
Yes.
Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
it just doesn't ring true, does it?
It-
It's just yeah.
Yeah.
After seeing Hannibal, you just can't.
I've seen all the Hannibal movies, and Anthony Hopkins to me will always be Hannibal. You cannot show me that he can play a good guy. It just doesn't work.
Okay, so here's a thing that I'm
Mhm.
noticing, because I like to talk about these things.
Mhm.
The difference between a Pom and an Aussie. You guys say Anthony, whereas in Pomland we say Anthony. Why?
There's a TH there, isn't it?
Yeah, there is, but we say
Anthony?
Anthony.
Yeah, okay.
So it's Anthony.
Maybe you should ask
Hopkins.
him.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
I
I
digress.
he in that movie too, he plays a Kiwi, and I don't know, I've got quite a few Kiwi friends that
That don't sound anything like that.
that sound nothing like that. So yeah.
You do a good Kiwi accent.
No, oh no, I don't.
Terrible.
No, I don't.
Oh no. Okay. All right. So next question. What's one thing you would do if fear wasn't a factor?
Jumping out of a plane.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd skydive 100%. And I'd probably warm to it. In which case, if I end up doing it, I'll have to think something else.
Yes.
But yeah, at this point, I would love to do it. I just can't bring myself to it.
Just force yourself, dude.
Just
This is something I live by, and you know this, that if you're
Mhm.
scared of something, you
Yeah, true that.
make yourself do it anyway.
True
'cause
that.
the best things come
Yeah.
when you overcome fears.
Indoor skydiving. Hello, iFly on the
Yes.
Gold Coast. You guys rock. Thank you.
Not plugging anyone in particular
Not
there
little.
as an ambassador, are you?
But the best fun you can have, like, it is awesome. And I'm sure they'll probably tell me jumping out of a plane's more fun, but
Yeah,
man, that's some serious fun
it
there.
is.
Hey.
We were there
Yep.
yesterday?
Yeah,
Day
we
before?
were.
Yesterday? No, 2 days ago.
Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. So much fun, so much
Mhm.
fun, so much fun. So
What about you?
For me, well,
What would you do?
that's the thing.
You don't get scared.
I do get. I was petrified this morning coming in to do this.
You were
this.
terrified
I
of
was
this.
terrified. But I'm a person that needs structure and needs to know exactly what I'm doing. I'm very much like that, and I felt with this like I was gonna completely mess up. But you know, it is what it is. But I'm very, like I said before, I'm very much a person that believes that if you're petrified of something, you go out and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Just make yourself do it, because you know, the greatest things in life happen because of the challenges we go through. So if you figure out a way of overcoming your fears, you can guarantee that the snowball effect that comes from that will lead to great things. And I have a true belief with this podcast that it's going to lead to great things for us.
Absolutely.
So are you looking at that because we have a question?
I'm looking, find some comments, but
Are there any?
can't see
Oh,
any.
come on, people.
Yeah. I feel like I saw something come up on my watch, but then I can't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Okay. Well, nothing showing. At
If
the
we don't
moment.
we will come back and answer you, I promise.
Okay. Last question.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Do it. Just say yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just say yes. And
Don't I say that? I'm pretty sure I say
well,
that.
Lots of people say that, but you can claim it if you like.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, you
Thanks.
can claim it. But it's true. All the best things in life happen when you're willing to just say yes to things. Just make yourself do it. So
100%. Yeah. Yep.
What about you?
Something. What does my dad say all the time?
Forgiveness, not permission.
Ask forgiveness, not permission. And over my 40 years of existence, I have used that on numerous occasions. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, I'm not going to lie. But I've found that little piece of advice from my dad has kept me in good stead.
Yes, you use that one a lot.
Yeah, I do. It generally, I try and use it to get me out of trouble. More times than not, it actually gets me in more trouble.
That's not hard for you. Anyway, that's all of our questions.
How cool's that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And if you've got any more that you want to know about us, and we'll talk about more about us, and in future eps and all that sort of stuff.
Eps. Trying to be down with the kids.
Yeah, that's what I do. Future episodes, but if you've got any, fire them at us, and we'll answer, and we can talk about stuff in our next podcast as well. Like two cripples using a beach towel to skydive, this could go anywhere. Welcome to the soapbox session. The soapbox session.
Welcome to the soapbox.
Welcome to the soapbox session.
Okay, next segment, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. So the soapbox session is basically us getting on our soapboxes about stuff that annoys us. It can be about disability. It can be about general things that are happening in the news. It can be about things that people have said to us. Things that people said.
Anything in general.
Really, anything that's given us the shit. Basically.
Well, and yeah, and to be honest, it's about us getting on our high horses, which generally isn't.
It's going to be
very
easier for you
easy.
because you've got legs.
Well,
I mean, they don't work.
Yeah, but then my legs just get in the way.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, I feel like you've got it easy without the legs.
How am I getting on a horse with no? Well, okay. No, horse with. I was thinking horse with no name.
I knew where you were going
horse
with that
with
one.
no name, but horse with no legs. Maybe that could be the sequel to the horse with. Yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Sure.
Yeah. Some of our listeners probably don't know that song.
You guys by now are probably thinking, right, we're switching off. This is absolutely terrible.
So, soapbox session for this week is all about political correctness.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And how it's necessary, but can be. We find it can be taken way too far.
Yeah, exactly. So we've had, as was written in a post by myself a few days ago, we have had a lot of comments about our decision to use the word cripple in our podcast name.
Yep, absolutely.
And at the end of the day, guys, it is entirely up to us as people with disabilities how we choose to refer to ourselves, address ourselves, or any such thing. And if we want to use the word cripple, we will.
We will.
If we want to use. And to be fair, everything when it comes to political correctness, whether it's gender, whether it's race, whether it's disability, anything along these lines, you've got to think about context.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are these words, are these issues being dished out in an offensive way in order to harm or upset someone?
Yep.
In which case, it's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
It really isn't. But if these words and these things are being said in order to drum up a bit of humour, a little bit of lightheartedness by people within that community that feel that it's okay to address themselves in whatever way they wish to, then don't pull them up on it. How often do we say to people, we call ourselves disabled,
Yeah.
and someone will go to us, oh, I don't like that word. Why the hell not? It is what it is. We
You
have
are-
a disability.
You are differently abled.
Yeah,
And
or
like,
you have superpowers. Come on, guys, what the hell?
Do I look like Clark Kent? No.
No.
I mean, I kind of wish I did.
I mean, it'd be kind of fun if you got around with a cape on all the
Yeah,
time.
it would be. It'd kind of get caught in my wheels probably.
Yeah,
though.
true that.
Yeah,
true
and
that.
I'd go falling out of my chair, which you would laugh at.
And I would take photos and post it to socials.
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch out for that later on. Yeah.
But yes, in all seriousness, guys, political.
Don't make me pull out a hurdle.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, had to
Yeah,
use it. I was a
that
bit
was-
slow on the button.
That was very slow off the mark. I have completely forgotten where I was going with that now. What was I saying?
Political correctness and people.
Yeah, it's gone too far.
It has.
It's gone too far. Guys, if somebody who is disabled says to you that they're happy to use the word disabled, then that's their choice. If they're happy to use the word spastic, cripple, or any other retard, or any other, I know I don't like that word either. But at the end of the day, it's entirely up to them.
Yep.
It's not up to an able-bodied person or any other person to dictate to them otherwise. You identify however you identify, and if you wish to use a word in a humorous way or otherwise, then it's entirely up to you.
Yep.
Political correctness serves some purpose. It's there to try and help protect people, but often it goes way too far because
100%.
the people that it's trying to protect lose the empowering side of being able to use language and behavior and anything else in any way they so choose.
Mhm.
And we use the word cripple as a form of empowerment, as a way to take back control of a word which has often been used in such derogatory ways in the past. And we're taking control, so it's entirely up to us what we do with that.
Yeah, 100%. And it's and if you speak to other members of the community of the disabled sporting community, it's very widely used.
It really is. There needs to be less. I don't know how to put this without it sounding, but less prissiness around.
Yeah,
this
100%.
stuff.
People just need to get over themselves a little bit.
Yeah,
and,
and sadly, it's quite often people outside of our community that are more offended by it than we actually are, and that that really is often the case.
Yeah, it is. It's like we're actually referring to ourselves. It's not aimed at anybody else. It's
not
us.
It's not.
It's
aimed
us
at-
owning our situation.
Yeah.
It's a situation, but it's us owning who we are as people.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, political correctness, it's important if it's going to stop harm, but at the end of the day, you're taking away somebody's ability to be empowered and be who they are and who they identify as. That's actually having the exact opposite effect.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I used to work for a large disability organisation here on the Gold Coast, and I'm not going to mention names, but they're a bloody amazing organisation to work for, and anyway, long story short, and I had somebody I was talking about. I think I'd said person with disability or something, which is the accepted
vernacular.
accepted vernacular, and I got pulled up on it by somebody who not worked for the organisation, but was associated or something. I'm like, so you're pulling me up on how I'm referring to myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that.
It's gone too far. It's gotten silly. It's who is that actually helping? Who's that helping?
Yeah, exactly.
No one.
All right, you know what? I think we should move on to our next segment. This one's going to be a bit of fun. It's the moron of the day. Moron of the day. Should we sing it? It's the moron of the day.
So for anyone out there that knows the Sesame Street song, it's the letter of the day. This is kind of an ode to that, I guess. It's the moron of the day. I mean, we're not really referring to ourselves here, but we're certainly referring to something or other. So in this section,
I can be a moron sometimes.
Most of the
Can I?
time.
Yeah, most of the time.
I'm joking. I'm just giving you a hard time. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So
where's that button again?
Oh,
Oh, hang on.
yeah, go on.
Don't make me pull out a hurdle.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
I feel like that button's
still-
going to get a hole worn in it from pressing it. I'm going to have to come with
Subway sandwich.
Ah, rude.
Yep, very rude.
Subway sandwich is making me hungry, actually.
Oh yeah, I know. Me too. Okay, so
I digress. Food.
Food. It doesn't take.
I'm
much.
a food oriented. It doesn't take much to look at me and go, he's a food orientated kind of guy.
Right, moron of the day. So,
Moron of the day.
do you want to explain that one?
So moron of the day is basically our fortnightly, on the fortnightly podcast, we'll pick somebody who's done something dumb. Basically, there's no other nice way. We can't sugarcoat it. It's where somebody's done some dumb shit, and we're gonna basically talk about it and poke some fun and
Yes.
yeah, or somebody's had a go at us about something, or it's people that we believe
Are morons.
are morons. Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, so
This is your
is a good
story,
one.
so I'm
This
going
is
to
my
let you
story.
take this one.
I'm going
Yeah.
to tell it. So, I'll take you to a little time and a little place. And I know, I knew you were going to do that then. We were in a car park in a shopping centre near to where I live. And we've parked up for the day to go into the centre, get some stuff done. When we have come back in the cross-hatched spacing, next to the car, the spacing that is there so that people with disabilities are able to exit and enter their vehicle safely and just even do so. People in wheelchairs, and that use mobility devices need to be able to open their doors as wide as possible so that they can transfer into a car. It's not like you can stand up to get into a vehicle. Anyway, we've got back and we have found that somebody has parked their brand new Harley Davidson, and it was brand spanking new, shiny and beautiful.
I was going to steal it if I could ride a bike.
Yeah, I know.
I was.
The lack of legs probably would prevent you from doing that.
I wouldn't get too far.
Yeah, no. Was parked right next door to my door, which if you were an able-bodied person, you could probably have fit through the space and open the door okay, but it's a wheelchair spot. So this idiot has parked his bike right next door to my car door. So I've thought to myself, oh shit, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do here.
Climb through the boot.
Yes, so
I've done it.
Climb through the boot.
Yep.
That's, it's amazing how often we have to do stuff like that. So I've dragged myself through the back of the car, climbed over the seats. I can tell you something, guys, it's not easy when you can't use your legs to get through.
It's easy when you have no legs, trust me.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I really think I need to get mine
Hey, look,
chopped off.
I told you, I know a good surgeon. He'd probably do you a good deal.
Bit of a twofer. Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Ward Harvey on the Gold Coast. You're a legend.
And anyway, so I've thought to myself, do you know what? This guy needs to realise what he's done. That, it took us an extra half an hour to get into the vehicle because I had to climb through it.
Yep.
So I found a piece of paper in the car. I
Love
did.
this.
And I wrote a little note on the piece of paper, which I then attached to the motorcycle, which said, and I quote, "I'm so sorry for the damage I've caused to your bike. I know it's all scratched up and I've done some real damage here. However, I couldn't get into my car because you parked so close to my door. I'm really, really sorry." Now, I hadn't gone anywhere near the bike, like nowhere near it at all. There was no way the bike was damaged.
But you got him sweating.
But I wanted to get him sweating. I wanted him to think twice about doing stupid shit like that. I really wish we'd been a fly on the wall and waited around.
Oh, we should have just sat there
I know,
and
it's a
watched
shame that we
hidden
had to
somewhere.
leave because I would have loved to have seen his face when he saw that note and he was inspecting his bike to try and find all the damage we'd done to it. I mean, that would have been bloody hilarious.
We're not advocating for damaging other people's property. That's not what.
No, but it's okay to make them think it's damaged if they've done
Absolutely.
stupid shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, if there's cross-hatching in a car park, regardless on what that's for, it's clearly designated as a no parking area. It's not rocket science.
Don't park there.
Don't
Simple.
park there. Simple.
Simple.
Very, 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 very simple.
Mhm. I like that one. I like that. It happens more times than we'd like to.
Like it constantly happens.
It does.
We had a friend of ours, Darren, leave a message on the post we did last night. Or this morning, I think, about what he does in that situation. I think he was saying something about letting the tyres down on their vehicle, but then the crap bit of that is that you're unable to get into your vehicle if theirs is stuck in the way.
Yeah, true that. So you're letting down their tyres, and they're kind of probably going to know who it is.
Yeah, but that'd be kind of fun.
I was with a guy that did that once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, brand new. This was back when the Holden Monaro was back out in Australia, and it was like the new version, so early 2000s or so. And this guy was parked too close to us, and just not a care in the world. So my friend who was visiting from Canada, so zero shits given,
doesn't care because he's not worried about being
followed or being recognised. Thanks very much. Went round and let down all 4 tyres on this guy's brand spanking new red Monaro and dropped it on its guts.
Oh,
Whoops.
Whoopsie. Yeah. So why did he do that?
Because a similar situation, he'd parked well over a line.
He wasn't just some kind of messed up human being that thought it'd be really funny for letting somebody's car tyres down just because they were having a new car and he wasn't.
Let's go on holiday to Australia and let some people's tyres down. No,
it's an expensive trip.
A similar thing is he'd parked way too close, and there was about 2 inches between my door and his door.
Okay.
Yeah, so we there was no getting into the car, so we went to the pub instead.
Well, it seems like a nice compromise to me.
Yeah, pub meals, absolutely.
No, most people think about having a beer. No, Adam thinks about pub meals.
Yes. Yeah, well, there was beer involved too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. You're Aussie after all. You've got to have a beer.
This is true.
Got to have a beer.
So, on to our next segment.
The kindness virus.
Tash.
How do you feel like this podcast is going so far? Have we spoken enough bullshit yet?
Let's see how many people have tuned in and how many comments.
And how long they last, I guess.
Yeah, if we've got people telling us not to give up our day jobs, maybe we'll need to get better at it.
Okay, so the final segment is the kindness virus. No,
you came up with the name of this one.
I came up with the name. I have to explain here. So originally we were talking about calling it the kindness pandemic.
Yeah.
But it's already out there.
Yeah.
The Facebook group, there's a whole movement called the kindness pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, okay, well, I was like, okay, what else can we use that's kind of similar? Oh, I've got it, the kindness virus. And it just made me laugh. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, but it's kind of what we're all about.
Yeah. Kindness in Ebola form. So kindness virus.
So this is all about giving a shout out and a thank you to some amazing people doing amazing things, whether they're people we know personally, charitable organisations, anyone that's doing good in the world. And there's so much focus these days on the negatives, on the bullshit, and both Adam and I are very, very much about the positives. I know in this podcast so far we've spoken a lot about things that we've got on our high horses about, but to be fair, we are happy people and we believe in spreading love and positivity and kindness. So we want to give shout outs as our last segment in the day to some amazing people doing amazing things.
So we thought it was only fitting for this very first Two Cripples, One Pair of Legs podcast. I got that name. I did get go me.
Go you.
Go
High five.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we thought this was only appropriate that for this kindness virus segment, we gave a shout out to the amazing people here at Podfire, Ruby, Ziggy, Brett, and
the rest of the team.
And the rest of the team for helping us make this happen.
Absolutely. They they've been very, very kind to offer us this opportunity, and it was offered to us. It wasn't something that we approached them over. So we feel kind of blessed that we're getting the chance to do this, as messed up as it may be.
And it is messed. It is messed up.
Yeah, it is. But hey, we have fun.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, and it's kind of in a way too. It's diverting the blame. So if you don't like what we're, if you don't like it, blame them.
If you love this podcast, then come see us on all of our socials channels. Come visit us at Invincible Official. Come visit us on our podcast channel as well. The 2 Crips one pair of legs.
That's on Insta.
On Instagram, because it's great. But if it's shit, well, maybe go see somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Did you think I was going to say something else then? Because
I was really.
That's actually not what I was going to say.
I was like, man, that's sending things at the end of this podcast. That's really sending
really
things
different tangents
into the dungeon. Into the dungeon.
No, I promise that wasn't what I was going to say.
It's all good, but a massive shout out to those guys.
Absolutely.
They have done the hard yards to pull this all together for us.
Yes.
We've just been here, talking a lot of shit.
Being ourselves.
And having a bit of fun, basically. So,
yes.
So thank you to those guys. But, yeah.
So on our next episode, I think we're looking to get a guest co-host.
We are.
Yeah, we are. So we are putting the feelers out at the moment for anybody interested in coming on our podcast. We've got quite a list of people to get through, but we will be looking for more. So if anyone's got any suggestions,
if you want to come and have a chat with us and
yeah.
sit in the seat with us,
if you're doing really cool things in the world, we want to share your story and obviously interview you, and hopefully you can come in and join in with some of our messed up shit, because that's what
some
we're all
of our
about.
messed up
some of our messed up shit. Get on your high horse with us, talk about some of the social crap you get, and also maybe give a shout out to somebody who's been kind to you.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Groovy. Well,
I think that's it. I think that's us for the day.
I think that is us for the day. So don't forget, I was going to say don't remember, don't forget.
Yes, don't remember.
Jump on Instagram, follow us at
2, that's the number 2, Crips.one pair of legs, and that is us on Instagram.
And also subscribe. This podcast is available on all your good social podcasting platforms, or will be. So jump on there, follow us, subscribe, and let us know what you think.
Okie dokie. See you next time, guys. Well, that's a wrap for this week's episode of 2 Cripples, One Pair of Legs. As always, we'd like to thank the legends at Podfire for making all of this come to life. If you like what you've heard, or even if we've offended the shit out of you, but you still want to hear more, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also check out our Insta page, 2crips.one pair of legs, and you'll be the first to know when a new episode drops.